everyone, I'm Vicky, a solution engineer here at Kantata. At Kantata, we believe the future of professional services isn't just about automating tasks, it's about unlocking performance. That means moving beyond static reports and manual processes to real-time AI-optimized insights that empower leaders to drive better outcomes, respond to change faster, and lead with confidence. Today, I'll walk you through the key features of Kantata SX that give C-suite leaders the visibility and control they need to run smarter, more efficient, and more profitable operations. I've just received notification that we're short on revenue for September with 1 day of the month remaining. I need to take a closer look at September. Drilling down further, I can clearly see that I am $187,000 remaining to my target with 1 day remaining of September. I need to make the team aware, so I'm going to subscribe Ian and Caroline to this report so that they can be on top of this at all times. Back to my homepage, I am also notified via Kantata's metrics finding me that my forecast for the month is not only accurate, but also that I can be confident in it for both closed won and probable engagements for this month and beyond. Additionally, overall, my revenue with 4 months remaining is also close to my goal of $10 million. Taking a closer look into this, I can see that it's also rather importantly 37% up on the same period last year. A quick breakdown shows me that my account, the BBC, is severely overperforming at 166%. But what about at the business unit level? Drilling down again further, I can see that my UK business unit and my European business unit are overperforming respectively at 92% and 172%. But taking a closer look at the US business unit, I can see that this is actually down 26%. More importantly, it's also plateauing out further along in this month. And if I drill down once again to the account level, I can see this is mostly attributed to my Star Energy account. And further, this drop in revenues is also really attributed to one project in particular. And I need to do something about that. So I'm going to add followers to this AI-generated reporting insights dashboard, and I'm going to ask my operations team and my BI team to keep a very close eye on this. And Kantata will do this with delivering these metrics to them. These teams, these individuals do not have to come into Kantata necessarily to be aware of this. Back to my dashboard, I note that my real-time revenue for September is right on track at $560,000 and way better than my revenues last month in August, which was slow due to vacations. Right now, though, I'd like to focus my attentions more on my strategic accounts portfolio. Here with Kantata's metrics of tomorrow, I can clearly see some issues before they even arise with our insights notification. This is a large portfolio, so today I'd like to concentrate on my engagements needing a little more nurturing. Let's take a closer look at just my red accounts and the details on those red accounts. The good news here is that currently there are only 4, and I've just dealt with one of those. So I think I'll focus more on my amber metrics. So those accounts, those projects that are performing okay at the moment, but may need additional help further in the future. And as I move down the page, looking at the detail and all the revenues, costs, etc., my eye is drawn down to my services implementation project. And I need to take a better look at this services implementation project, looking at the metrics on this already. So I'll drill down to the more detailed level. And initially I can see, again, those insights finding me across the top of my page. But my eye is also drawn to my client pulse and client team scores. This is giving me a pulse on how my client rates this project, how my client feels about this project, and how my internal delivery team feel about this project. So right off the back here, I can see both client and team appear to be very happy. This is my project sentiment, a pulse check of how we are performing and how the client thinks we're performing. Drilling into this for more information and more details, this actually now tells me we are delivering this fantastically well. We have a client score, the external team, the client score are very happy, and the team pulse, the internal team, are also very happy. And over time, I can see how these metrics have changed. Whilst I'm here, I also want Kantata's delivery agent to automatically get me a project status report so I can track, without having to go into the menus on the left-hand side, how the project is performing. And whilst the delivery agent is collating all of that information, you'll notice this is really easy to do. I haven't had to click in lots of different places. The report is already being generated. And once this is finished with the executive summary, the usages, the actuals, the baseline, the forecast hours, along with the risks, the RAID log, all of this has been automatically generated. Once this is completed, I'll also ask the agent to tell me who is working on this project as well. The issues here are just coming through. I've got my next steps on the project. So the last thing I'm going to do is ask the agent who is working on this project. Again, I'm getting this information without having to click anywhere else within the solution. Let's go back to my dashboard and take a look at the forecast revenue for the rest of the year. I'm going to focus mainly in October, and I want to specifically look at my probable revenue, the revenue on projects that still hasn't closed yet and still is in the sales cycle. So I'm really concentrating in my Star Energy account for those projects that are almost about to close. You can see there are a number of those, but the one that I'm most interested in is my services implementation. It has lots of revenues that may make a difference to my month next month. It has lots of revenues that may make a difference to this month. Here I can see I've already closed and recognized $10,000 this month. But what I'm really interested in is what is the forecast for my revenues throughout the rest of the period of the project. This project is a very complex project. It is part T&M, part retainer, and part fixed price. So ideally, as an executive, I would want to slice and dice those revenues by each element in the project. And with Kantata, it's very simple to do that. Right now, I'm looking at my revenues on a month-by-month basis across the whole of the project. This is showing me how much I've already recognized as at today and what I'm forecast to make along the rest of the project. You'll notice that the forecast is different from my baseline. That's because an additional revenue was added as a change control after the initial project closed. I can also do the same metrics for a margin and for cost. But right now, I want to slice this revenue a little bit differently. I want to just look at my first element of this project. And here I can see this is my 10,000 revenue that we've already recognized. So this is what I would expect to see. And as things change on this project in real time, this chart, this analysis, and the insight will update in real time. And so, as an executive C-suite level, I have complete clarity, control, and confidence at all levels with full optimization of services. Thanks again for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed this session, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.